Jessica here.
And Joe.
And I'm Joe. We are the Family Flips. We're trying a little new little streaming thing today. Last week we tried to stream to both Facebook and YouTube at the same time using Restream, and it didn't work very well. So this week we are back with StreamYard.
We're live on Facebook.
They, I guess, just added a new feature where you can stream to multiple places at the same time. So as you are dropping in and you are joining us, let us know in the comments where you are watching from, whether it be Facebook or from our YouTube channel. So and hit that like button if you'd like. And but today we just want to give a little update about what's been going on this week. Kind of have some conversation with some things that we've had going on, some struggles.
It's been awful.
Things that we're working through. What's up, Craig? And yes, Craig, but you have to pay for it, which I'm willing to do if it works well. So I like the cool little backdrops. Yeah, YouTube and Facebook. I don't know what other destinations you can do.
He's saying that he's.
You're watching
from
YouTube. Yes.
We got you.
Gotcha. And
it's honestly.
Yes. It's Thursday, and I feel like I've been behind all week this week.
Yeah. It's been one of those weeks where you're like, why am I even doing this?
Any other resellers had those weeks out there where you're like, your Monday starts off bad, and you're like, put in the comments if you have.
I think, Joe and I, we were sitting here, we were getting ready to go live. He was setting everything up, and I was like, Joe, what do you want to talk about? And I think what's really been on our hearts lately this week is like, how do you roll with the punches? Like, how do you even, it just happened where Monday we had these grand plans. We sit down, if you've seen the YouTube video that we posted about like the ways that we stay disciplined and that we stay focused throughout the week, we do those things. We absolutely practice those things. But I think one of the downfalls of one of them, and it's one that I lean on a lot, is that we make plans. Like we always schedule our next day. We schedule our week. Joe and I on Sunday nights before we go to bed, we sit down and we're like, okay, what is this week going to look like? What do we need to do to reach our goals? Because we've got some pretty heavy goals that we want to get for this last quarter of the year. So we've been trying to be very, very intentional. And since the quarter has started, not a single week has gone as planned, and we have reached not one goal at the end of the week. And I think this week has been one of those weeks where I'm like really feeling. Schedule our week. Joe and I on. Oh, what are you doing?
I distracted her.
Anyway, he was checking the live stream, and then anyway, but yeah. So and so I'm somebody who, I don't know if y'all know this, but I struggle with anxiety quite a bit. And when things don't go as planned, I really, really struggle. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about, our experience, like, what that looks like for us and how we're getting through it. And if you guys have anything that you want to add, I'd love to hear, how you guys get through it. I think whether you're a reseller or not, whatever platform you're selling on or whatever you're doing in life, like we all have these times where nothing is going as planned. Like we're always behind, like nothing is going as planned. I don't know. Like that's really what's I'm like, oh my gosh, like I had all of these plans for what I was going to get done and nothing is happening. We even talked about on YouTube, posting videos every week. And we were ahead. We had
It's my fault.
We did 3 videos like all in one week, and we were like, oh yeah, we're gonna get our goals. We're rocking it. Then we go and we get them edited, and turns out
I should have
we outsource a lot of our editing our videos.
Yeah. This video, it was me because I watched a little bit of it, and I thought it was just I was doing a little screen capture with me in the corner, and I thought it was just the words, like my picture wasn't exactly lining up with it. And I'm like, well, I'm very, very small. I didn't want to have to re-record it all. So I'm like, let's just roll with it. And then he edited it, and he, he noticed it too. I was like, well, just put in there that, it's a delay and we know it, or not really a delay, but it's not exactly lining up. So he did a great job editing, and then we put it out on Monday, and I watched it, and I'm like, man, this sucks. Like, I should have done a better job of actually going through the whole thing, because it wasn't just not lining up. Like, it was pausing and delaying and skipping and everything. So,
which I should have watched it too. I didn't watch it. That was, yeah.
I went ahead and ended it because it was crap quality, and it had been very distracting. So I'm redoing that video today, and it'll go back out on Monday.
But it's just another one of those things, and it wouldn't have been that big of a deal if it wasn't for also everything else that wasn't going the way that I thought it should go. Yeah. And so I've really had to pull myself together and really just say, this is what happens. Mm-hmm. And every day is a new day. I know that sounds super cliche, but I literally say that when I wake up in the mornings, like super stressed out, like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get all the things done? And I'm honestly, it's one of those things where I'm just doing the best that I can. We're actually going to take the kids. We had plans. We had these big extravagant plans to take the kids to do something fun. And then we realized that nothing was going as planned, and we're still going to do it. We're still going to do what we said we're going to do. So the kids are super excited. But yeah, so how do you throughout this week, like, what have you been doing, to kind of roll with the punches, kind of try to figure out how we're going to get through it?
What am I doing? You know what I've been doing. Been get punched. So just start. So on Mondays, we generally do not work weekends. We're working this coming up weekend. We've got some cool stuff behind the scenes that we're working on this weekend. So that's why we're taking off tomorrow and on Monday, so that we can be with the kids and such. But on Monday, Jessica and I both work, and we hired the nanny, Miss Beth.
She's amazing.
But on Monday, she was sick. Like, she couldn't come to work. We've got 3 kids. And, it's hard taking care of kids when you're sick.
It's hard taking care of 3 kids when you're well.
Yes. So,
let's just be
real. The majority of the day on Monday, I watch the kids so that Jessica can get things prepped for our virtual assistant. And as y'all are jumping on, let us know in the comments where you are watching from, whether it be YouTube or Facebook. We're using StreamYard as a new little feature that they have with multi-destination streaming. So we're actually streaming to our Facebook page and on our YouTube channel at the same time. So pretty cool. So if you haven't liked our Facebook page, then jump over and it should be a link down in the description. And also, if you're watching Facebook and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, there is a link in the description for that as well. But on Monday, I spent the majority of the day with the kids. So like my Monday already, the beginning of the week, it just didn't start off very well. Knowing that on Friday I'm not working, and then on Monday I'm not working, and then on Saturday and Sunday, like, we're working, but we're not actively going to be working in the reselling business. We are.
But we're not.
But we're not at the same time. So I'm like, man, it's Q4. I've got all this stuff that I need to get listed. And like Craig says, like, it's amazing what happens when you list things. And like, we're on this journey where we are wanting to net $10K per month by the end of the year. That's a goal of ours. So like, we've got, strategies with, where our average, our MSRP is right now for our items. We have, two different stores. We've got one store that's private that we don't even go into, just because the items that we sell there.
It's like business secret. Like,
yeah, it's like, no YouTuber or no person will give away all of their secrets. They're not very, smart business people.
You don't want to create competition for yourself.
And like, we have items there that it'd be very easy for you to be able to reverse engineer, look at what we're selling, and then go find it. So that one's private. And then we have our public one, which is Family Flip's eBay page, where we're selling all of the items that we have that we source from thrift
It's
stores.
also our teaching store.
Yeah.
It's a store we use to teach other people how to do what we do.
And but we're on this journey with all that, and I'm like, man, it's like already middle of October. I'm missing all this time. So it's like, um, you have to kind of, one thing I learned in the restaurant industry is like, you make the plan, you work the plan, but what happens when the plan doesn't go according to plan? You can keep trying to hammer that plan and try to make it happen, which just creates more stress and anxiety. Or you can just kind of stop what you're doing and start refresh and go ahead. Like,
I think that's really my problem. I think that's what I do. I think one thing that I really struggle with is that in order for me to go through the week, right? Like I have to get certain things done on Monday to set me up for Tuesday, to set me up for Wednesday, to set me up for Thursday. And I think one of the things that I really struggle with is that when Monday doesn't work the way I want it to, or Tuesday doesn't work the way I want it to, and then it comes Wednesday and I'm still trying to do Monday's stuff, instead of just stopping and saying, man, I need to make a new plan because this plan is no longer working. And I think that's really the point that I got to yesterday.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, where I was like, this is just not going to work. And I actually took some extra time. Joe relieved the nanny. I stayed out here for another 20 minutes and was just like, I have got to make a new plan because this one isn't working. And I actually feel better today. I really do. I feel like, I really feel like
What's going on, Tommy? Nice for you to stop in and let us know in the comments as you are watching, like when you make a plan, if you don't even plan your week, if you're just
I'm just interested to know like what you guys do, because
we're very planned. I spent 20 years in the corporate world. Everybody is different with how they do things. We're very planned and organized people. We have plans. We have goals. I know some resellers, they like the freedom, like where they just go and they do. But I'm curious, as our audience, what you do. Do you make plans? The beginning of the week, do you make weekly plans? Do you make monthly plans, quarterly plans?
And if you do, what do you, what do you guys do when it doesn't work? Because I could use some tips, I think. I think it was really good for me to stop and revamp. But
because Miss Betty.
Miss Betty.
Hi. I want some that gumbo that you made us when we came down a long time ago. Miss Betty, she's from Louisiana. She's an awesome cook.
She cooks. She's the best. I got to show y'all her cookbook. It is so good. It is amazing. I cook from it.
Yeah.
Every now and then, especially in the wintertime. Oh, that soul food is so good.
Yeah. But that's kind of what we've been doing this week. Has been it's just, what do you do when things don't go to plan? Do you keep trying to make that plan happen? Do you just go into a cave and hide, and not literally a cave, but whatever you use to deal with stress, and or do you reorganize and try to go at it? If you're a reselling couple and you watch, let us know. We have this interesting dynamic where we are a couple and we do this together. And for a lot of people, it's just, we have, a full-time employee. I know a lot of people, they're just individual resellers in their garage or their bedroom. So, it's probably a lot easier when you don't, it's easier the less people that you have working, the less all that stuff. It's easier, but at the same time, you can very easily get stuck in routines and never actually push forward, and actually never really actually grow.
Bargain Effect says, I need to plan my, I want to see. Oh, that's cool. Wow.
New.
That's cool. I need to plan my time management better. I have long-term plans, but struggle with them because I suck at short-term plans. Interesting. I need to do time management because I am just easily distracted. For me, it's not like I can do the long-term plans and kind of but it's my day to day, I think, that struggles the most when I have, like, I'm sitting at my desk and I have like 15 things on my to-do list I need to do. Like, I sometimes have that habit of running around like a chicken with my head cut off and trying to do this and then trying to go over here and do this. And then sometimes, like, I've spent like 4 hours and I've done nothing. I've done nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel you. I can understand that.
Yeah. I guess, I like to,
That was really cool that you could put that on the
I
screen,
know,
though.
right? You like
that was cool.
Yeah, she liked that.
That was
She
cool.
hadn't seen StreamYard.
I was excited.
Yeah. I got to get some of these little overlays. I'm going to try and create one. And I know you got the generic one that StreamYard has that you can do, but it's kind of like advertising StreamYard. But I want to do one for hours and when we have guests on and such. And
oh, yeah, that's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
Ooh, all these ideas.
Yes.
See, Joe was walking around the house last night with all these ideas, and I'm like, dude, you got to write this stuff down. Like, I'm trying to put the kids to sleep, and he'll walk in and be like, guess what? We should do a support local day, and we should just post it on our Facebook. And I'm like, okay, you can't tell me this at 10 o'clock at night. You need to, like, write it down, or just text it to me. Just text it to me, and I'll write it down.
Yeah.
He's a really good ideas guy, I would say.
I should have been an engineer. Engineers are all like problem solving, and I like to solve problems. And if something's not working well, then I'm gonna try and fix it. And at the same time, though, it's kind of hard because when people come to me with their problems, I'm like, that's not the problem at all. Like, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, that's not really the problem. Like, the problem's this over here. And same thing in reselling groups. Like, this is the problem. Like, no, this is not really the problem. And so yeah, if you are a reseller, because not all resellers watch our channel. If you are an individual reseller, do you have like a group? Like, we're part of. I don't know if you know Daily Refinement, Chris Lynn. If you haven't watched his channel, you should check out his channel.
I like his channel.
Yeah, and
Good
it's
stuff.
not like he doesn't do haul videos. But it's just a lot of tips, a lot of things to think about in reselling. But he has a mastermind group that we are part of. That's kind of like
it's like an accountability.
It is
group and sharing like tips and tricks that we've all learned throughout the.
And in that group, I mean, it's really you process. It provides me a place, outwardly to be able to process different ideas, different goals. But then there's a group of peers that they can give insight into the plans if they've experienced something similar to that, or if I'm having a problem and they've had that similar problem in the past, that they're able to say, hey, well, I did this when I experienced these issues, or here's something to think about. But they also kind of said kind of hold you kind of like you said you were working on these, but like what you're doing now isn't really lining up to your overall arching goals. So I ask you. Put in the comment section if you do have a local small group. Not to have to be local, but it could be, depending on where you are, but just a group of other fellow resellers that you have that you can help bounce ideas off, but also help hold you accountable. Because I know as a reseller, as an individual, like, you don't really have somebody to answer to. Like, if you go and you work at a restaurant, or you work at retail, or in the corporate world, whatever you do, like, there's always a chain of command. There's always somebody that you are to be accountable to. So this helps.
I like to have accountability partners in all aspects of my life. Joe is my accountability partner in a lot of ways. I have a best friend. She holds me accountable to a lot of my goals as well. And I like having other resellers that are not Joe. No offense, babe.
No.
But that are not Joe, that are not part of the same business, to hold me accountable. I think that's one of my favorite things about being a part of Chris's mastermind group, is that, these are all people that they have their own businesses and stuff, and they hear my desires and they hear my goals, and they're going to help make sure that I'm still achieving those goals. And I think that's super important to success. Same thing with CrossFit. one of the reasons why I stick with CrossFit so well. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is for me, because when I show up, I have no problem showing up at the gym. I have a problem with sticking out the workout that I had planned. After it starts getting really hard, I don't really want to push myself. But if I'm doing the same workout amongst all these other athletes, then I'm going to finish because there's somebody holding me accountable to that. So it works for me. And I encourage you, if you don't have an accountability partner, if you don't have a group that holds you accountable, whether you are a reseller or not, like if you want to see spiritual growth, if you want to see personal growth, personal development, if you want to be better at your job, whatever it is that you're doing, I really think that accountability is something that really helps. I think it's one of the reasons why Joe and I were able to recognize when our week fell apart so quickly, and realize, wow, we don't have a contingency plan. Like we don't have, when things don't go as planned, we don't actually know what we're doing. And that's something that we learned today, to have to stop and redo, and revamp our goals to make them more achievable. So we're not, running
I think
around
it really
like
becomes
crazy.
like a place of pride. And I can speak for me. I can't speak for everybody, but, I did used to work in restaurants. I had over 500 employees at one point in time. That when you make a plan and you're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make this plan work, that you keep trying to make this plan happen when it's probably not the best plan anymore. Like maybe just stepping back and pausing. I think it's we ultimately, like, we feel powerless in the situation, and we have to put our hands on it and do something. But sometimes
I have to control this.
Yeah, sometimes
I feel out of control.
Doing nothing is actually better. Like taking a step back, pausing, like, stopping for 30 minutes, checking out of what you're doing, and then let the emotion of it run off.
Yeah.
And then jump back into it with a clear mind.
That's so true. When I used to train people, I used to be a server trainer. I was not like high up on the totem pole like him. He was like general manager. He used to general manage a Cracker Barrel. And so we have this inside joke every time I see a Cracker Barrel, like he was like the CEO.
Yeah, I used to be the CEO of Starbucks and Chili's, Cracker Barrel.
Like, you remember, hey, look, there's one of your Cracker Barrels. And Joe's like, I have never set foot in that Cracker Barrel. Like,
I did not.
But yeah, so when I was a server trainer, I did train other servers. One of the big things about being a server, especially like on busy nights, is they have this term called in the weeds. And that's when you are so behind. And if you let that emotion overcome you of like the overwhelmed, like I gotta get, all these people are waiting for these things, nothing's going the right way. A lot of servers will break down. Like it's actually very, very stressful. If you've never worked in restaurants.
If you have worked in restaurants, put it in the comments below where you've worked at before. Because there's other resellers that worked at Cracker Barrel. I'm not going to hijack her story. Continue.
It's okay.
I do that sometimes.
Okay. No, but yeah. But with with that, if you worked in restaurants, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Every person who's worked in restaurants has been in the weeds or way, way behind. And one of the things that I do, especially with new servers, I usually try to stay close. They usually would have me in a section close to them. And when I notice it, I always tell them to stop because they're like, I got to get ranch and I got to get this and I got to get that and I got to get it. And I'm like, whoa, hold on, stop. And I let them sit there for a minute and they're like, but I need to hurry. I'm like, no, you don't. You just need to stop. You need to stop for a second. And then I have them pull out their book. Okay, what does table 60 need? Okay, write all that down. What does table 61 need? Okay, write that down. Now write it down. Now go into the kitchen and gather all of those things. Go in a big circle around the kitchen. Gather everything that you need. Put it on your tray and bring it out. If you need 2 trays, I'll help you bring your tray out. But I think that's a big thing is like stopping and being like, whoa, like I am in the weeds. And that's what I did. That's what I did this week. That was really good language. That's what I did this week. I was like, whoa, I have to stop and revamp. And now I actually do feel a lot better.
Yeah. I mean, it's like if you're trying to list an item, trying to take pictures, you just run into a series of problems. Like it's best to sometimes just stop, go take a walk, just do something different for a minute to clear your mind.
Joe walks our street sometimes.
Yeah.
So.
I do. So I don't know if you have anything else.
No, I just wanted to share. I just really wanted to share like our week, and I think a lot of times we like to share our successes, but then when we really struggle, we have a hard time sharing those things.
You know, with social media, it's like you only show the best stuff.
And honestly, this week, these past couple of weeks has not been our best stuff. We've told people that we're going to be posting YouTube videos, and although we tried, it didn't work out. We told, you know, we were saying that we were going to do this many listings. I mean, honestly, I don't even remember because I had to like take it off of my head. I don't even remember what it was, but I have a whole new goal now, just to finish out the week, which I have a couple of shipments that I want to process, and that's just my goal for the rest of the day. And so, yeah, it's been hard. I really have felt a lot of anxiety this week. It's been really a big struggle for me. I've honestly just told Joe, like, I want to quit and go go be a teacher somewhere again and just call it a day. And Joe's like, do you really want that? And I'm like, yes. And then I'll go get a cup of coffee and be like, he knows that that's not what I want at all.
What's going on, Four-Eyed Hustler? Thank you for dropping in.
What's up? Yes, but so I just, I think that really this week or this live video, I just really wanted to be really open about, you know, struggles, because I think that it's important that we talk about our successes and get excited. But then I think it's also important that we talk about what we struggle with and how we overcome that. Because if we really want accountability and if we really want to see each other grow and push each other to succeed, that's something that has to happen. And we put our pride aside and just say, hey, like, I'm a person and I struggled really bad this week, but hey, I made it through and here I am. And here's what I learned to do and here's what I learned not to do. So you go and make new mistakes, you know, learn from what we did, then go and do something else and then tell us what you did, you know. So that's really the point of this video, I think, today. If you have anything to add, we would love to hear. If you got any tips, if you have any successes that you want to share, we would love to hear it. And we'll respond back to any of the comments and messages that you guys share with us.
You can always email us too. I know, I don't know if the email, Jessica's email is in the description, but I know it's also on the About Me page on YouTube. But you can find us on Facebook too. Yeah. And it's there. You know, it's funny, like a lot of people will comment in videos asking questions, and I'm like, you know, I'm not very articulate when it comes to words.
You can always tell if the family flips if the family flips comment that you have has very little punctuation and has a lot of misspelled words and is like all like periods, like it sounds really like somebody's very unenthusiastically responding to you, it's him. Yeah. But if you see like exclamation points and emojis,
it's because I slept in school. I did. School wasn't for me. I had a very good like photographic memory, so like I could read something enough to like once and like regurgitate it on a test, but I'm not very good when it comes to grammar or spelling.
No, but he's good at speaking, not necessarily
just not writing
it down. Yeah, but that's where I come in. I write pretty decently. Yep. So
yeah, but I think that's it. We usually try and keep these about 30 minutes or less, and we're right at that limit. So I hope that you've liked the dual streaming today, and I hope the quality was good. It looks good from when I've checked it.
Yeah.
And but if y'all have any questions, you can leave it in the comments section. If you haven't already pushed the like button,
please do
smash it down, and join our Facebook group if you haven't. And I think that's it.
All right. Well, we love you guys. Peace.